Welcome to Poetry Out Loud's West Central Regionals Finals. Our event tonight is put on by Piqua Arts Council. We'd like to thank our host tonight, Upper Valley Career Center, and the event is coordinated in partnership with the Poetry Foundation National Endowment for the Arts and Ohio Arts Council. I'm Joe Schaefer, I'll be your MC. Let's take a moment. Let's take a moment to familiarize ourselves with how tonight will play out. Each of our school champions will compete in 2 rounds, where they'll recite 1 poem in each round. They will be scored by our 3 judges for physical presence, voice and articulation, dramatic appropriateness, evidence of understanding and our overall performance. An additional judge will be scoring them on accuracy down here in front. Each round will also feature special performances from our judges. And now to introduce our judges, let's welcome Piqua Arts Council Executive Director Jordan Nepper.
I should probably get him those ahead of time so that he doesn't have to figure them out while he's standing there. No? Better? There you go. That's about the best I can do. All right. Welcome to Poetry Out Loud. As Joe said, this is it cut in and out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just project.
We're going to have an issue with batteries, I can tell you. Welcome to Poetry Out Loud. As Joe said, this is put on by the National Endowment for the Arts and the Poetry Foundation, and they in turn work with state partners who are the Ohio Arts Council, and then those state partners work with regional partners. Piqua Arts Council was chosen to represent the West Central Ohio District, and that's a 9-county region. And every year we get more people to register, but that doesn't mean they actually send us school champions. So tonight we have 4 great school champions that will be competing for you. I'm really looking forward to this. I love this event. It's one of my favorites. I'd like to thank the Piqua Arts Council board for their support of this program and all of the Piqua Arts Council programs. Our board's made up of Mike McCorkle as our president, Mike Cox, vice president, Ann Epperly as our treasurer, Brittany Van Horn as secretary, Aaron Scott as past president, Nicole Bayman, Randall Braden, Michael Brendel, Mark Greenwood, Melissa Leingang, Joe Schaefer, Melanie Walker, Tim Wells, and Tom Yanus as additional trustees. I do have to look at my cards for that so that I don't forget anybody, but I know how to pronounce their names, I promise. This program, as with any program for a nonprofit, is nothing without the volunteers that help make everything happen. We really need to thank our photographers tonight. We have Ganger Images here that are taking photos for us. Eric Ganger and Piqua Arts Council's marketing director, Lily Stewart, make up that organization. Indian Nation Station's director, AJ Ganger, who didn't come, but he sent us Bryson and Corey to run the cameras for us. So we are recording this, and it will be available on our Facebook page, our YouTube page, Indian Nation Station. It's like 12 different places on the internet after this. And then, of course, our scoring officials, Dan Nepper and Jay Tidwell. It's my pleasure to introduce the judges. If I could have the judges come up. No, you can't just jump up onto the stage. I saw Nate. He was thinking about it. He's like, I can just, Nate, we're not as young as we used to be. Nate Funderburg will be serving as our accuracy judge for the evening. Not only is Nate a partner at McCullough, Felger, Fight, and Gutman Law Firm, he's also a father and a husband, a former board member of the Piqua Arts Council, and having served on other boards in the Piqua area as well, Nate is an active member of the Piqua community. He also has a minor in creative writing, major in creative writing, so maybe someday we'll get him up here to share on stage. stage for us, other than a legal document, because nobody wants to hear that. Kentucky-born singer-songwriter Jamie Suttle has roots which reach deep in American country music, with influences ranging from Loretta Lynn, Miranda Lambert, Etta James, and Patsy Cline. Jamie has fashioned a package which blends a sense of boldness and strength with her perspective as a woman who's been steeped in the culture of rural America. She's worked with Grammy Award-winning engineers like Tom Coyne, Miranda Lambert, Taylor Swift, Adele, and performed with luminaries like Ken Smith, Shooter Jennings, Cole Taylor, Frank Foster, and Jackie Lee. Jamie's latest country music revival. Not sure what that's supposed to say. Okay. There's an L missing in there. I did. We're getting to you. Don't worry. Jamie's latest album, Country Music Revival, was produced by platinum recording artist and producer Scott Wilson of Tantric and Saving Abel fame. The album includes artists from the Grand Ole Opry, Carrie Underwood Band, and other giants of Nashville have been featured on iHeartRadio stations across the country. Now, after the release of critically acclaimed EPs and singles, Jamie is poised to branch out and share her effortless, emotive music with an ever-growing audience nationwide. The Bum, Kevin Miller, a singer-songwriter, acoustic folk pop, rock, and Americana-based musician, expresses his artistry through guitar, harmonica, and his vocals. Raised in a small town in northern Kentucky, seems to be a trend here, Kevin discovered folk music through his mother's record collection. His days were spent listening to Bob Dylan, Joni Mitchell, and his music idol Leonard Cohen. He began writing poetry in his early teens, and after picking up the guitar in his early 20s, he combined the two and developed a passion for songwriting. In his music, every word is obsessed over. I can personally attest to that. And every note played hundreds of times until the song is at its perfect form. The father of four now lives in Dayton, Ohio, where he performs with his band, not URPA, but Our Sacred Vanity, that changed their name between the time he submitted this bio and now. So, Our Sacred Vanity. Kevin was voted the Dayton Songwriter of the Year in 2015 and has had the honor of opening for fantastic songwriters like John Moreland, Ellis Paul, and Griffin House. He has released 3 albums independently and is incredibly excited to be working on his Think Root Records on his 4th. Nashville native, by default, Countess Winfrey currently serves as a performer, teaching artist, choreographer, and rehearsal director for the Dayton Contemporary Dance Company. She began her training at the age of 11 at Wharton Arts Magnet Middle School, danced with Stacy Dance Studio, and Nashville School of the Arts. She later attended the University of Memphis, where she graduated magna cum laude with a BS in Health and Human Performance and a minor in Dance. Post-graduation, Miss Winfrey joined Dayton Contemporary Dance Company's pre-professional ensemble, which then led into a professional dance career with DCDC. Ms. Winfrey has danced professionally with DCDC and has also danced one season with Clancy Works Dance Company out of Washington, D.C. She has performed nationally and internationally in Bermuda, China, Kazakhstan, and Russia. Ms. Winfrey is currently in her 7th season dancing with the professional company and her 9th year with the organization. Let's hear it for our judge. Please take your seats unless your name is context.
Thank you.
I think it's fun to start our event with a performance by our judges. I think it's always good for the students to know that our judges are incredibly talented and they bring the goods with them every time they're out doing something. So, we're going to start with
So I changed the message. I was teaching was. And that time, we didn't have a house. We were living. I married my Reverend W.J. Winfrey, and this is where he was living. And I came to live where my husband was living. And for a long time, we had to ride the bus. We didn't have a car. But the times that we go somewhere, unless we rode the bus or with somebody else in a car, we would walk. Now the church that I'm a member of has been there since 1951, in August of 1951. I used to walk there. All my children grown up here, and I was in a good spot, I always thought, because I was close to the bus line and close to the school, and buses were about 3 blocks away until they put one on come down Springdale. But we had, good transportation and everything to go where we wanted to go on the buses until we got a car. And I moved here for good, where I'm living now. It's going on 69 years. The 19th of November 1960, I've had some medical problems, but I'm still able to move around and live at home by myself. Well, my name is Johnny Louise Russell Winfrey, and I was born May the 23rd, 1920. I am the 7th child. I am 98 years old.
Yeah, I'll give it up. Look for the chicken collar.
Thank you, Countess. All right, we're going to try this microphone, but the competitors, I want you to know that feel free that if it's cutting out, just step aside and project your voice. Fair enough? All right, the order for tonight was determined using a random number generator, and kicking off the competition will be Molly Norman from Newton High School.
The Wish by a Young Lady by Lakeisha Pilkington. I ask not wit, nor beauty do I crave, nor wealth, nor pompous titles wish to have, but since 'tis doomed through all degrees of life. Whether a daughter, sister, or a wife, that females, should the stronger males obey, and yield implicit to their lordly sway. Since this, I say, is every woman's fate, give me a mind to suit my slavish state.
Good job, Molly. What grade are you in?
I'm a 12th grader.
12th grade. What activities do you do in school?
I play volleyball and softball, and I'm part of the news writing and yearbook crew.
Molly, thank you. All right, next up from Chaminade Julian Catholic High School, Amira Cochran.
ABC Daraham requiring further examination of Anglican Seraphim subjugation of a wild Indian reservation by Natalie Diaz. Angels don't come to the reservation. Bats, maybe, or owls, boxy model things. Coyotes too. They all mean the same thing. Death. And death eats angels, I guess, because I haven't seen an angel fly through this valley ever. Gabriel? Never heard of him. Know a guy named Gabe, though. He came through year one powwow and stayed. Typical Indian. Sure, he had wings. Jailbird that he was. He flies around in stolen cars. Wherever he stops, kids grow like gourds for women's bellies. Like I said, no Indian I've ever heard of has ever been or seen an angel. Maybe in a Christmas pageant or something. Nazarene Church holds one every December, organized by Pastor John's wife. It's no wonder Pastor John's son is the angel. Everyone knows angels are white. Quit bothering with angels, I say. They're no good for Indians. Remember what happened last time some white guy came floating across the ocean? Truth is, there may be angels. But if there are angels up there, living on clouds or sitting on thrones across the sea, wearing velvet robes and golden rings, drinking whiskey from silver cups, we're better off if they stay rich and fat and ugly exactly where they are, in their own distant heavens. You better hope you never see angels on the res. If you do, they'll be marching you off to Zion or Oklahoma or some other hell they mapped out for us.
Very good. All right. I butchered her name on the way out. Please tell everyone how to say your name correct.
Amira Cochran.
Amira, what grade are you in?
10th, sophomore.
Do you participate in any extra programs in school?
I am a softball player and I am a part of coding club, computer programming, and I'm STEM ambassador.
Very good.
All right, we're going to keep this going and bring up Isabella Reyes from Pickle High School.
April Midnight by Arthur Simons. Side by side through the streets at midnight, roaming together. Through the tumultuous night of London in the miraculous April weather. Roaming together under the gaslight, day's work over. How the spring calls to us here in the city. Calls to the heart from the heart of a lover. Cool the wind blows, fresh in our faces, cleansing, entrancing. After the heat and the fumes and the footlights where you dance and I watch your dancing. Good it is to be here together. Good to be roaming. Even in London, even at midnight, lover-like in a lover's gloaming. You, the dancer, and I, the dreamer, children together. Wandering lost in the night of London, in the miraculous April weather.
Good job. And no surprise, I'm going to ask you what grade you're in.
I'm a senior.
All right. And what extra programs are you involved in?
I am the head drum major for the Pride of Pickle Marching Band, and I'm also a dance captain and section leader for the show choir, the company.
All right. Next, from Xenia High School, Eva Luke.
Fairy Tale with Laryngitis and Resignation Letter by Janine Dubrow. You remember the mermaid makes a deal. Her tongue evicted from her throat, and moving is a knife cut with every step. This is what escape from water means. Dear colleagues, you write, for weeks I've been typing this letter in the bright kingdom of my imagination. Your body is a ship of pain. Pleasure is when you climb the rocks and watch the moonlight touching everywhere you want to go. A silver world called far away. Dear colleagues, you write, this place is a few sentences, contained by the cursor's rippling barrier. What happened here is only beaks and brackets, the seraph's liquid stroke. The old story has the witches, a prince in love with the surging silence of women, a knife that turns the water red. You write, dear colleagues, now these years are filed in the infinite oceans of bureaucracy. Everything bleaches or fades. In other words, goodbye. Sometimes it's possible to walk, although you've been told inside the oyster shell of your heart, there is no soul. Creatures like you must end as a spray of salt. Green droplets floating breathless in the air.
All right. Same questions. What grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
And what programs are you involved in?
I'm in Executive Board, Student Council, Garden Club, and Ensemble.
Very good. All right. That concludes round one of the competition. We will take a break, but before that, we are going to invite professional musician Kevin Milner to the stage for his presentation.
It's going to take a minute. Multi-platinum recording artist.
I was prepared.
Kind of jokes.
Multi-platinum
I do want to
recording
say
artist.
this is the first year I've been fortunate enough to be involved in this, and it really is amazing the passion that the students bring to these poems. You can really tell they put a lot of work in what they do. I'll have to worry about it. But it's up to Kevin to tell the stock now.
Just gonna look cool. Sorry. I've been super impressed with everyone so far, so it's been a very nice night. Alright, catch my breath. So I was gonna finger pick a song, but I'm not sure without amplification if y'all can hear when I finger pick. Can you hear that at all? Okay. I didn't think about that before. This is a song I wrote. I was trying to pick my most poetic songs. So this is a song I wrote sort of about how writing and performing can make you immortal in a strange way. So that's this song. It's called Where Others Fear to Tread. Well, a soulless boy sings soulless songs, a sold out, soulless show. Well, I'm stuck singing for myself, 'cause I can't get no one to go. They ask me why I do it. It only causes pain. I say, music, my sweet succubus, but she likes it just that way. The feast lay out before us, place of daily bread. We listen to the chorus, what the field commander said. And I've been left for lovers, and I've been left for dead. So I go to the dark places where others fear to tread. Yes, I go to the dark places where others fear to tread. Each time I put pens to pages, it's for immortality. 'Cause one day I'll be with songwriting sages in a perfect purgatory. You know I take the stage each night, but they tell me that I can't. So I don't write songs for talent shows, I write songs for towns, lands, and the feast say out before us, place of deadly breath. Listen to the chorus, what the field commander said. That I've been left for lovers, and I've been left for dead. So I go to the dark places where others fear to tread. Yes, I go to the dark places where others fear to tread. And I've been left for lovers, and I've been left for dead. So I go to the dark places where others fear to tread. So I go to the dark places where others fear to tread. There's one more song. Two songs up there?
Oh, yeah.
All right. This is a song I wrote called Madison. I'm someone who's had a lot of health problems, and sometimes I just need to remind myself that, that even after all the hard stuff, there's still a beautiful person inside. And so that's kind of what this song's about. So it's called Medicine. I can figure out. I don't sleep much and never drink. Just ain't got time for silly things. Work too hard and all I get is 1,000-yard stare and a rolled cigarette. Medicine, come take my pain, 'cause there's still beauty where the scars remain. It's just like how your mama said, waking up early beats waking up dead. Waking up early beats waking up dead. This young man, he got old quick, for he loved his poison pick. Every night he'd curse his curse, carrying the weight of the universe, carrying the weight of the universe. Medicine, come take my pain, 'cause there's still beauty where the scars remain. It's just like how your mama said, waking up early beats waking up dead. Waking up early beats waking up dead. The soliloquy was silent love, the words too sweet to write. You the perfect witness, my imperfect crime. You set me down for our final review. You said I don't write these songs, my demons do. I don't write these songs, my demons do. Medicine, take my pain, 'cause there's still beauty where the scars remain. It's just like how your mama said, waking up early beats waking up dead. Waking up early beats waking up dead. there's still beauty where the skies rain. Thank you.
All right, now we're going to take about a 10-minute break. When we come back, we'll have 4 more poems. All right, welcome back. Everybody ready? Freshened up? All right. The scores from the last round have been tabulated and will be added to the scores from this round, with the winner being the student with the highest combined score. They will go on to the state final competition in March. But before we jump back, let's hear from our last judge, Jamie Suttle, who will be accompanied by Tim Yanny.
I just want to say you guys are doing wonderful, and thank you so much for coming here and sharing your talent with us. It's a treat for us to be able to get to do this. So thank you so much. And I'm not going to use this microphone. I really hope that you can hear me. I'm going to try it. But I am a singer and a songwriter before anything else. I come from a big family of storytellers, and that's just kind of all I ever wanted to do. This next song I wrote with Tim, so he's going to be making the guitar sound good because he plays a lot better than I do. This is called Million Miles. The big bad wolf started to walk around for the pretty pale moon stars in her eyes. Had a pocket full of dreams, but none of them turned out right. So the big bad wolf walks alone tonight. How was a little too late and a little too far. You were every curve and every scar. She had a red hot temper and a mean cold shoulder. He was jealous of the night that got to hold her. And there was something about her, he couldn't look away. Knowing he'd never touch her, he loved her anyway. And now he's drowning in the words he'll never say. So he cries through the night a million miles away. Had an angel face and a devilish grin. He was made for her and she was made for him. And though we couldn't quite see her till the night's going deep, now the world sees her, but she sees him. And there was something about him, she couldn't look away. Knowing she'd never touch him, she loved him anyway. And now she's drowning in the words she'll never say. And so she shines through the night a million miles away. thinking about him. She couldn't look away. Lord, she never touched him. She loved him anyway. And now they're drowning. They'll never be the same. So they cry through the night a million miles away. Oh, actually going to be on our next record, which should hopefully be out in the spring. So, okay, this is called Crooked Creek.
All right, very good. We'll have one last performance from Nate. Do you need to borrow someone's guitar? Okay, we're going to welcome back Molly.
That Everything's Inevitable by Katie Letterman. That everything's inevitable. That fate is whatever has already happened. The brain, which is an elemental, as sane as the rest of the processing universe is. In this world, I am the surest thing. Scrunched up arms, folded legs, lovely, destitute eyes. Please insert your spare coins. I am filling them up. Please insert your spare vision, your vigor, your vim. But yet, I am a Vatic one. As Vatic as the Vatican. In the temper, in the tantrum, in the well-kept arboretum, I'm waiting, like an animal, for poetry.
Very good. So, this says, what does poetry mean to you?
To me, I think poetry is probably the best way to express yourself, express emotions that you have, and it's just like a very good outlet. And I think it's very good for humanity. Yeah.
Very good. How do you find, where do you draw the passion from when you're reciting?
Well, my first poem was about like women's rights almost, and my English teacher is here, and I just wrote a paper for her over women's rights. So I've just always been very drawn to that subject. So I think I find passion from things I'm interested in, and I think there's not injustices, but things in the world that I like to bring to light. And my second poem, which is kind of about like everything's already mapped out for me. Is it really? Like, you know, I have that sass to it, which you can ask my mom. I have a lot of.
All right, very good. All right. Next up, from Chaminade Julian Catholic High School, Americana.
Respectability by Tina Boyer Brown. We ask our children to act calm, nervous, whatever innocent looks like when some cop shows his badge, pulls his gun, slows his car. We beg kids to say soft, yes, sirs. We beg kids to get on the hood of that car, empty their pockets, shut up, put your hands behind your head. No is an existential threat. 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 Never 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 is an existential threat. We dare ask for humility in the face of this oppression. We have no idea what the threat feels like, but we know Brianna, Rakia, Sandra, Nia, Betty, Yvette, Miriam, Sharice, Ahmad, Trayvon, Eric, Laquan, Michael, Philando, Stefan, Alton, Amadou, Akai, Quintonio, Rumai, John, Jordan, Jonathan, Reynaldo, Kendrick, Ramarley, Kenneth, Robert, Walter, Terrence, Freddie, Samuel, George, Tamir, and more and more and more. There's no open risk declaring our innocence. That will confer peace where innocence need. Our children stand in front of doors, pages, words in the streets. They shut down. They shut down. They shut down the forces that burn against them.
All right, Amara. Why did you pick that one?
The poem means a lot to me personally. And I think it means a lot to a lot of people personally. And it's my job up here that if I can speak on this, then I will.
All right. Next up, Isabella, Nickel High School.
All This and More by Mary Carr. The Devil's Tour of Hell did not include a factory line where molten lead spilled into mouths held wide. No electric drill spiraling screws into hands and feet, nor giant pliers to lower you into simmering vats. Instead, a circle of light opened on your stuffed armchair, whose chintz orchids did not boil and change. And the devil adjusted your new spiked antennae almost delicately, with claws curled and lacquered black, before he spread his leather wings to leap into the acid green sky. So, your head became a TV hole, a gargoyle mirror. Your doppelganger, sloppy at the mouth and swollen at the joints, enacted your days in sinuous slow motion, your lines delivered with a mocking sneer. Sometimes the frame froze, reversed, began again. The red eyes of a friend you cursed, your girl child cowered behind the drapes, parents alive again and puzzled by this new form. That's why you clawed your way back to this life.
Also very good. How did you pick your poem?
With this poem, I really like the really dramatic imagery that evokes a lot of emotion and thought from anybody who reads it. And I like the kind of hidden message that we should be reflecting on what we're doing in this life before we have to look back on it and regret it.
Thank you, Isabella. Next up, Eva from Xenia High School.
Invisible Children by Mariana, Yanus. Invisible children fall through the cracks of the system like Alice in the rabbit hole. But these children won't find an eat me cake or a drink me bottle. They won't wake up on the lap of a loving sister. They'll open their eyes on the hand of a monster called negligence, who will poke them with its sharp teeth and bait them with its heartless laughter like a wild thing in a wild rumpus. But the children won't awake to the smell of a warm supper, nor will they find a purple crayon to draw an escape door or a window. Instead, they'll make a mirror of a murky puddle on the city street, which won't tell them they're beautiful, but it'll show their scars, as invisible to others as these children are.
Very good. Different question for you. This is your second time competing in this.
Yes.
What did this mean to you the second time around? How did it change?
I feel like I became more confident in my poems, and I learned how to fix the mic this time, which was way better than last time.
That might be because I abandoned you both times.
Yeah, both times.
All right. Very good. Good luck to you. All right. So that the scores can be put together and combined with the first round, we're going to take a short 5-minute break this time. And we'll see you all in just a few minutes. All right, hard to believe, but it's been 5 minutes already. All right, we're going to welcome Jordan back up here. He's the director of the Arts Council.
Thing probably won't work for me again,
Someone
so.
else I abandoned with the microphone.
Thanks, John. Let's hear it for our MC tonight, Joe Schaefer. Not only is he an outstanding MC, he's also one of the Arts Council board members. I'd like to again thank the Ohio Arts Council for selecting the Piqua Arts Council to be the regional partner for this event. We do our best to make sure we're getting great representation from our region. Tonight we had great participation from Piqua High School, Newton High School, Xenia High School, and Chaminade-Julienne. Now, if the judges and the contestants could join me on stage. Tonight, each of our competitors and our judges will take home a special gift bag filled with goodies from our local community. Winans Chocolates and Coffee donated white chocolate-covered pretzels, chocolate-covered Oreos, and a gift box of chocolate. Scott's Family McDonald's put together a little gift bag for everyone that includes a $20 McDonald's gift card. Elite Etc. created custom engraved water bottles for the students. Miami Valley Medical Center provided water bottles, hand sanitizers, and first aid kits for the students. J. and Mary's Bookstore provided a poetry anthology for the students, which is not in their bags because they're on back order. As soon as I get those, I will mail those out to the students and the judges. Leroy Bean judged last year, and he provided an autographed copy of his chapbook, his book of poems from the pandemic. Judge Jamie Suttle owes me CDs so that I can mail those out as well, because she may have forgotten those.
Sure did.
Kevin Milner provided them with CDs, so everybody gets that participated gets a copy of Kevin's CD tonight. He's thankful that I'm just giving them away for helping him. Give them to people. Yes. you can use them for a variety of things, frisbees, and the corners are sharp. Just use the CD, not the actual case. And then Piqua Arts Council included a few things like a notebook, some branded pens, a package of Starburst that has our logo on it. But thank you to our sponsors for those wonderful gift bags. Students, if you want to grab yours, they're right there. Judges have theirs on their table too. So I'll tell you quickly, I'm so glad we have great judges tonight as well. I told you that I met Nate because he was actually on my board and is a local lawyer. He actually helps the Arts Council with everything we need in terms of legal guidance as well. Kevin and I met through one of his bandmates, and Kevin has a great story. So when you listen to Kevin's CD, you might realize that his voice sounds different. He actually had a tumor on his aorta, and as they were removing it, they paralyzed his vocal cords, and they were able to actually restore one, but not both of them. So he has a much grittier voice now than he had before. So the CD was made before, so now you'll have to buy the second CD, the fourth one when it's done, so that you can hear this voice. Countess, I serve on the panel for the Montgomery County Arts and Culture District and CultureWorks individual artist opportunity grants. So they have a grant program in Montgomery County that allows artists to apply for up to $3,000 to create something, to go out, get professional development, things like that. And Countess applied. As the moderator, I don't actually get to score them, but I have to read all of them. And I found myself looking into her supporting material, and the next thing I knew, it was 2 hours later, and I was still watching her dance, and I thought, I need to meet her. So we invited her to be a judge. Just wonderful, absolutely, so much talent. All right, you're bored, you're tired of hearing me talk. I'm tired of hearing me talk. I was before I started, though, so. Thank you, everybody, for coming out again. Our 2022 West Central Ohio Regional Champion is Amaria Cochran from Suttle. If you will bear with us, we're going to take some photos, and so we're going to have the students and the judges stay up here and get some photos, and then they'll be on.